This week on the show, rolling solo one more time. Queen Pruitt did try to make it, but she couldn't, and I'll explain why. But we're going to catch up on the car incident, as well as take a look at what's been happening with the upcoming football season and some of the things that are going to be offered at Clemson University. Sounds pretty good, but who the hell is going to pay for it? Y'all stay tuned. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I am Ant Pruitt. This is Everyday People, doing everyday shit on whatever podcast app you enjoy, as well as streaming live right now on the wonderful world of YouTube. Hope y'all are doing well. I am unbelievable, as always, just pushing along as best we can, just like all of you regular everyday people. That is the life we live, and it's all good. Thank y'all for being here. I'm rolling solo today. Thought Queen Pruitt was going to be able to join today, but she is stuck in traffic. She had to go out and do one of her deliveries for the Plantastic Potheads and got stuck on one of those one-way streets. And there's an accident on said one-way street. And yeah, but she's okay, just stuck in an accident. And who knows? Who knows when she's going to get back out here. So I wanted to go ahead and get the recording in now because I wasn't sure how my evening was going to go. And I knew that tomorrow I have a shoot and didn't want to be up too late just in case I had to have a early call time. So that's why we're shooting this a little bit earlier than normal on this here fine Wednesday, episode 94. So now, for those that are joining this here broadcast and recording for the first time, welcome to you and thank you for being here. On this show, I like to hang out and talk about just regular day-to-day stuff, regular everyday life stuff. I don't get into all of the gossip and celebrity bullshit because none of that matters to any of us. We're not living in that world. So that's what's going on here on this here podcast. And if this is something that you find interesting or enjoy, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe and all of that magical stuff. Now, have the live chat popping up in here on YouTube. I see the beloved Cinder Fractals in the house. Thank you for being here. And I see my homie John Helm up in the house too. Good to see you guys in here. Really do appreciate y'all hanging out with us, or me in particular. Hardhead is actually sitting over there next to me. He ain't been feeling well, but he's okay. It's just, you get sick. So from time to time you get sick, but he's over there sleeping right now, in recovery, if you will. But that's that. So let me give you a quick update on what's been going on. So last week I talked about AI and all of that stuff. And I want to say I also talked about my car and the fender bender and all of that good stuff. And we're this much closer to finally getting my car back. Man, it's been, it's as simple as I tried to make it, far as having the facts and documentation and this and that. I mean, it is still a bit of a bureaucratic process when it comes to dealing with insurance. And talking to the other person's insurance company, they were polite and kind, and but again, it's a numbers game and it takes time. They try to be as fast as they can, but they got phone calls coming in all day, all night, just like mine. And, they try to do what they can as fast as they can. So finally, things are rolling along. I think as of yesterday, at the time of recording this, my mechanic could officially wrench on my car. And when I talked to him, he's going to do everything he can to have my vehicle back to me by the weekend. He's going to try, And I told him to throw in an oil change too, because I'm sure I'm due for an oil change on my car. So shout out to my man Jesus here in Santa Rosa. Good people. And shout out to the insurance company for finally getting this ball rolling. In the meantime, I'm still rolling around in the rental car. I don't particularly care for it. I see John Helm. No, Cinder Fractal popped in with a chat. She says the insurance tries their best to lowball. Yeah, that's their thing. That's I get it. It's all about profit. So they do everything they can to make sure that profits are right on par. And then I see a super chat has just come in here too. Let's come in. The homie John Helm with the $10 super chat. He says cat fund. No, I know that's a typo. Car fund. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat donation, my man. I appreciate you. Oh, that's funny. Good old autocorrect in the house. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be squared away and I get my car back by the weekend. So right now I'll continue to drive the rental car, but my rental car period expires tomorrow. So I told the rental company I'm going to keep it for one more day because I need it tomorrow. I have that photo shoot tomorrow. So I said, I'll just pay for one more day, and it's a cheap rate. So I just knocked it out and I'll just turn it in on Friday. But that is that far as the car. Again, no one was injured. Just old boy hit my car right in the right spot. I mean, down to the freaking millimeter at 1 mile per hour to cause havoc, like just crazy problems. And yeah. Anyway, so that's behind us. Next up, still trying to figure things out with the career path and so forth. And got to tell you, hold on, I'm going to cough. Got to tell you, I swear the state of California is doing everything it can to try to get us out of here. Just really kick us out. It is what it is, but we're going to keep fighting. We feel fine. Right now, I'm thinking just continue to do what we do and see if we can get through the end of the year and go from there. I believe we have set up a nice little strategy and you know, transition, if you will, to keep us squared away shelter-wise through the end of the year, and then just go from there after that. But there's still also the aspect of some irons in the fire, just in case some other stuff pops off. You know, I've been in close contact with my agents. I've been in contact with the chauffeur company, and the chauffeur company is doing everything they can to help me out because, you know, I'm a part-time guy, and they're doing everything they can to help me out to make sure we can get more funds coming in here and pay the bills and so forth. But that's going okay. I feel optimistic. As I said previously, I am a man of faith and very strong in my faith, and I believe all is going to work out one way or another because it's his plans. So it's all freaking good. But yeah, that's what's happening on that particular front. Now, briefly, I'm going to pause for a quick commercial break. So y'all stay right there. I'm Ant Pruitt. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit on whatever podcast app you enjoy. Stay right there. We're going to pause for a commercial break. Be right back after this. And we're back. Everyday People doing everyday shit. Ant Pruitt on the mic here today, rolling solo. Queen Pruitt could not make it, even though she did want to be here. I'm sure she sends her regards to all of you, you know, as she, quote, calls this the Ant Pruitt Show. And I said, whatever, the Ant Pruitt Show, because every time I'm on these mics, all I ever hear is, where's Queen Pruitt? Everybody's, they're more concerned about you and happy to see you. So don't give me this Ant Pruitt Show. This is clearly your platform too, woman. So shut it. But yeah, she's stuck in traffic somewhere. She's okay. And I'm just going to roll along and share with y'all what's been happening and updates and so forth. Cinder Fractal in the live chat. She says, we love you both in big letters. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that, ma'am. I do. Really do. So let's jump into quick discussion topics. I had a couple things that came across my screen this week. See if I could share my screen here. First and foremost, I would like to send a shout out to the folks in Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina, everybody on that East Coast. Hurricane Erin is starting to make a lot of noise over there. The waves are getting taller. My dear friend Cindy down in South Kakalaki on the coast, I think she said something about waves getting big over there, but they're okay. But then if you're looking at the screen now, this is from abcnews.com. Hurricane Erin live updates conditions across North Carolina Outer Banks to deteriorate soon. Well, it's been going on for a little while now. It seems like the coast there has just been shrinking. Like, the way they talked about California back in the days was, how do I refresh this dang gum thing? The way they talk about how California was going to fall into the ocean back when I was a teenager and whatnot. I swear they should say that more so for freaking North Carolina. Because look at that. These are homes, beach homes that are literally now on the beach that, 10, 15 years ago, they were not that close to the water. This is pretty freaking scary. And now you have this hurricane coming in, Category 2 Hurricane Erin. Is pulling in all of these extra powerful waves, and it's pretty scary and sad. So to everybody on the East Coast, please hang in there. I see this little projection here that Friday it should be going a little bit further north, but still Category 2, and it's pulling waves like that. Category 3 later on Thursday. Yikes. Over 2,000 people evacuated from North Carolina or Rakoki Island. I guess that's how you say that. Yikes. That's scary. Pretty scary stuff. So thoughts and prayers to the folks over there in Kakalaki. Just please be careful, y'all. Be careful. Stay safe. And if they say evacuate, get the hell up out of there. Get the hell up out of there. And now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, I thought this was interesting because now, granted, it is totally related more so to this region over here. And this is coming from the San Francisco Chronicle. And this is a plan to boost Sonoma's struggling wine industry has erupted into controversy. That's the headline here. And so, for those that don't know, I didn't really know this either until I started working with the chauffeur company. And they were saying the wine industry over here is just taking a hit. It's just a bit of a downturn right now going on. And part of it is just the demographic has changed. You know what I'm saying? And people my age are drinking wine. Right. But then it comes to a certain point where people a little bit older than us, they're decreasing the amount of wine they drink, and then it's the people even younger than we are. They have no interest in wine. It's just, it is what it is. It seems like this just a bit of a generational thing causing this weird dip in the wine economy. Now, granted, there are some other factors that have happened out there over the years, especially when it comes to the crazy rain that we had earlier this year, like ridiculous rain that was flooding stuff. Rain is good for the vineyards, but too much rain could cause problems. So there's stuff like that, fires, all of that stuff are variables, but if people aren't interested in buying the product, then what do you do? So this little story that I was reading, it sounds like there's some sort of organization that is, and it reminds me of an HOA. All right. So this line here says the proposal, a joint effort between Sonoma County wine growers and Sonoma County vintners, is to establish a wine improvement district, also known as a WID. And these WIDs collect a small assessment, typically 1% to 2%, from winery tasting room sales to fund marketing efforts for a region. Now, I swear, does that not sound like homeowners association? It does to me. Money is going off to this boardroom somewhere, and they're going to put this money into advertising for the industry. Is that what it's going to take? And of course, people are sort of up in arms about this here in this particular area, but other wine regions here in the state have been using WIDs and have seen, a little bit of an uptick. And it took some time, but they're starting to see things pay off. I found it pretty interesting because, again, thinking more so about the stuff that I've been told as far as just in general, that younger crowd, they don't want wine. They just don't. They want beer. They want those seltzers and hard drinks or what have you, but they don't want wine. And what are you going to do to convince them to try wine? I don't know. I guess that's when the fancy advertising is supposed to come in. I have no idea. But I thought it was an interesting story, and I'm curious to see how this is going to shake out. But here locally, if you're looking at the screen, you can see all of these images. No one seems happy in these images with this little town hall meeting. I'll be sure to put a link in the show notes to share with y'all more details on that. But it's pretty crazy stuff, man. Excuse me. Cinder Fractal says they will come around. In the live chat, Cinder Fractal says they will come around. Every cycle is sinus. How in the heck do you say that word? Sinus. I don't know how you say that word, Cinder Fractal. It looks like sinusoidal. I'm not sure how to say it, but I'll just go ahead and say for my pronunciation, just to make sure I'm covered. But I'm thinking more along the lines of cyclical. It's going to happen every cycle kind of thing. And she puts in the live chat a phonetic spelling, sinusoidal. Okay, sinusoidal. So I learned a new word. Thank you. Oh man, I'm so glad to have a very, very smart freaking audience. I love y'all. Y'all are definitely helping us out over here. Anyway, like I said, I'll put a link in the show notes for that story, just in case you all are interested. Going to pause one more quick time for a break before we get up out of here. Again, this is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. I'm Ant Pruitt. Stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. Ant Pruitt hanging on the mics. Thank y'all for being here, watching live on YouTube with Cinder Fractal and John Helm in the live chat. Please hit the thumbs up, share, and all of that good stuff to help out the show. Appreciate you being here. Before we get out of here, I want to touch on one more thing because it is it's football season. So with it being football season, oh, wait a minute, I lost my link. I had thoughts on this story coming out of Clemson, South Carolina, and Clemson University. And there were some interesting updates and upgrades happening in the stadium in particular. So let me see if I can find that for you. I had it on my screen originally, but it looks like it's gone now. So I got to go to my history, pull this up here. That's it. So now I'll do it.
The countdown to college football is.
Let's do it this way so you can actually see it. Copy that link, paste it over here. I'm going to mute it for a second because it's starting where I didn't want it to start.
About now.
All right, so now I can show it to you. And hopefully you see it. There we go. All right. So this is some stuff happening at Tiger Town.
Alcohol, they're going to have these designated driving spots right here, these little booths around this area. So what you're going to look for, this is where you can sign up to be a designated driver. So how this works, you can come in, you can sign on and get a wristband to be a designated driver here at Clemson, and in return they'll give you a voucher for a free non-alcoholic beverage. You can turn.
Okay, so several episodes back I talked about how we now have alcohol sales at Clemson University, and that was all controversial because people were saying, oh, there goes the family fun atmosphere in Clemson football games. And I thought that was a bunch of bunk because they clearly haven't been to a Clemson football game, because almost everybody's liquored up at those games. I'll just say it that way. I know everybody isn't, but a lot of people are pretty liquored up at those ball games. So you're going to see people stumbling in there drunk. You're going to see people stumbling in there high. It is what it is. That's the society we live in, especially when it comes to a college campus and college sports. Yeah. But now Clemson is going to just, own it and say, hey, we're going to start selling alcohol. We'll capitalize and make some of this extra money here. But it's cool that they're putting in these quote unquote sober designated driver booths in here. But there was something else that they touched on that I thought was pretty cool. So let me fast forward here. I thought this was neat.
Show you. It's something that I've been having a little too much fun with. I'm going to hit the camera. Whoop. These sensory bags by Culture City. Basically, these bags are full of different things. These are noise-canceling headphones. These sunglasses, they keep away some of the glare, some of the flashing lights.
Yeah.
Basically, these are here for people who have sensory issues or sensory sensitivities.
Okay, so that right there got my attention because I'm someone that still struggles with understanding that people have these different sensitivities. I have some light sensitivity, but for the most part, for people that have known me for a long time, it was very rare that you would see me without sunglasses on because it just hurts my eyes to be outside in the sun. I've had to break that because those sunglasses were screwing up my sleep. So I've had to break that, and I have to sort of deal with it and manage it as best I can. If it gets too extreme, then yeah, I'll put sunglasses on. So I have some light sensitivity, but there's other people out there that have different light sensitivity as far as like flashing lights and stuff like that. And over the years, the football stadium has updated and added all of these new light shows and stuff like that and going on for when they score a touchdown or make a big play. I haven't been in there since they've added all that, but I could see it from the television broadcast that it looks pretty neat. And so some people may have sensitivity to that type of stuff, but also
they're going to be all
noise
over the stadium, and you can get them free of charge throughout the game if you need one like this. We're going to have more changes.
And how cool is that? Free of charge. And again, this story is coming from WYFF News. They're in Greenville, South Kakalaki. Pretty cool stuff. And I don't know if any other stadiums are doing such a thing. Never would have crossed my mind. And it makes me wonder, how is that being paid for? If they're giving these things out for free, you're going to have people walking up and saying, hey, I need my set of noise canceling headphones. There's 80 something thousand people in there. Let's just say 10% of people needed something in there. And how is that going to be funded? I want to know. If you all have any other information on that, let me know, because I am curious. But kudos to you, Clemson, for trying to be a little bit more inclusive on things and have make it to where it's an enjoyable experience for everybody, not just us diehard fans that sit in the rain and listen to the loud noise and listen to the loud cannon fires and all of that. Thanks for trying to make it more inclusive and make it a good time for everybody. So I'm really counting down the football season. I could really use it. I've been watching a lot of reruns on YouTube of various games. Went to practice last weekend with my son at the junior college. He didn't play. They had their scrimmage. He didn't play because he's been nursing a hamstring, but he's fine. He'll be fine. I believe their first game is a week from this coming Saturday up in the city. So really, really, really looking forward to that. Live chat there. Miss Cinder Fractal says, baby Avery wore headphones. Yeah, in the Oregon Duck story, baby Avery, yeah, she had on headphones in that game. And the thing is, I've seen a lot of that when it comes to little infants or toddlers being in the stadium. But I see those headphones on those kids outside. I see them outside of the stadium, assuming the parents, thought about this beforehand and went ahead and ordered a set and had it delivered to them or what have you. I don't necessarily know that is something that University of Oregon inside the stadium offers. I don't know. I'm curious though. And again, if it's offered, what's the cost? To hear Clemson University in Death Valley say, hey, we're offering these packages for free, that blows my mind. That blows my mind because I know there's a cost to that for somebody. And I know that college football is a daggum business and Clemson's going to make their money. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. All right, folks. I hope y'all are doing well. I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with us each and every week. I'm not sure about next week as of yet. I have no idea. Scheduling wise, when we can do the recording. I had an interview scheduled, but I had to cancel it just because I don't know. There's a lot going on and I need to make sure things are squared away, different priorities, if you will. But I had an interview scheduled, and then I was also in contact with someone else for another interview show. But we'll see. Once I know more, you'll know more. And fortunately, I can communicate that pretty easily to everyone inside of the Patreon community. So if you haven't popped over there yet, feel free to go to patreon.com/Ant Pruitt, or just go to patreon.com and search for Ant Pruitt, and it should help you find me. You can go in there and join for free and join in all the conversations. Or if you want to come in and join as a paid member, you can do that too. I have a couple different options in there, but that's where I do my communication over there with the extended family. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I just saw an email from the producer for tomorrow's shoot, so I'm assuming I got a call sheet information in there. So I need to go tend to that and make sure I'm squared away on everything with that. Thanks again for all the love and support. Seriously, Queen Pruitt and I, hardheads, we all appreciate all of the support. It does mean a lot. And I will talk to you all very soon. So do something good for yourself. Do something good for someone else. And know that it's okay to love you some more. Take care.